Terminate is just like Sun Titan getting smacked, right?
Oh yeah, I think I heard someone saying that.
Yeah, that was
All right,
me, probably.
TJ played
And
his,
reanimate, it's Sun Titan getting reanimated.
is TJ just not flipping his lands over to the land side. He's just playing
No,
them.
'cause that's beta material.
Hell yeah. Ritual, strike it rich.
Recross the
Cross
path.
the paths. Hog. All right. Real quick explanation. If you've never seen this deck, you are probably confused as F. So recross the paths. This deck plays no lands that are lands on the front side. So it has no actual cards with the type land in the deck. They're all MDFCs. So you reveal cards on the top of your library, and so we reveal a land card. Put that card into play, and the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. So, and then you get the clash at the end. So basically what this does is, since you get to put them on the bottom of your library in any order, and you don't have any lands, you look through your entire deck, and then you just get to fail to find, and then put
Stack
your
it.
entire deck back in any order. So you just stack basically the top 8 cards of the deck, or like top
Yeah,
9.
because your top card is generally a turn timber
Right.
to win the flip,
Yeah, because
basically.
you'll win the clash, which means you get to put recross back in its owner's hand, which is good. And then,
A reforge so you can miracle to draw your 7.
yeah, then it's going to be a Reforge the Soul, which you've never seen that card. Reforge, so you get to miracle it because you're going to draw it next turn. You get to cast it for its miracle cost, and then discard your hand and draw 7 cards. So then you just draw your perfect 7 cards that you just stack at the top of your deck. It's probably like ritual, or sometimes it's like what, Pact of the Titan.
It's just going to be like, it'd be things like ritual, Iron Crag, play Belcher, kill you.
Yeah, you're dead after when you let
Generally.
them do
There
that,
are
so.
weird scenarios where you have awkward cards in your hand.
That you like need or whatever. Yeah, so
Yeah.
here we go. Miracle Reforge the Soul. Pitch my hand. I already know what these 7 cards are. Yeah, and you're probably putting some like a Pact of Negation or 2 in there just to make sure no funny business happens on your turn.
So it's getting bolted in. We're down to 14. Yeah, here it is. So basically, he's on the pack, making a creature, sacking the creature for a mana to make 3 mana, casting that Iron Crag, play Belcher, shoot him.
Yeah, so
Darren, what are you building in Modern?
what am I building in Modern?
Yeah.
I was actually thinking about dusting off the red-white blitz again.
Oh, yeah, dusting it off.
Dusting it off.
Give it a
Alright.
little some Macadoogle.
Colony Garden. Make a plant.
That deck's so funny to me. Because you're like, if they have a Solitude, I lose. If not, they're dead.
Yep. It's literally just definition of do you have it. Tap land, go.
He has the cannon in hand.
Yeah, this Charbelcher deck can win on turn 2 for sure. Can actually, technically, if you just happen to have Pact and Infernal Plunge in your hand, you could win on turn 1, right? Pact, Infernal Plunge.
I mean, technically, yeah.
Pact, you just need untap land, Pact, Infernal Plunge, Ritual, Ironcrag, Charbelcher. That's literally like the god hand, but you could.
Yeah. Yeah. Because the other part about that is like
2 of those are.
Pact and Infernal Pledge are both 1-ups.
Yeah, they're 1-0s, so
So like,
it would just be insane, but.
oh, okay, yeah.
Sorry,
He
ahead.
didn't forget the Cascade. So basically, everybody knows that, like, String plays here a ton. Everybody knows. He's cascading into a Glimpse, which shuffles the entire stuff back in, so it shuffles after you hit the Glimpse anyway.
Yeah.
So he basically asked, he's like, TJ, do you care if I shortcut this? And TJ said, no, I don't care. You just grab a Glimpse out of the deck, and then you just shuffle the deck and do the thing. So basically, just shortcutting it by a ton. Because there's only one thing you can hit.
Yeah, Glimpse is in the graveyard.
Yeah, like, because if TJ would have had a, because Streamy asked, because he doesn't play any counter magic or anything either. He goes, "Is this fine? I have nothing." And he's like, "If you want to counter it, I'll do it, and then I'll put it in the graveyard, and then I'll do the cascade normally. But if not, I'm just to save time. I'm going to shuffle it up and wheel it."
Yeah.
Because his deck, he knows, can take a long time because of how many times he can cycle. Because he plays things like Risen Reef and stuff. I actually don't know. I didn't see him on Risen Reef today. But he plays like a lot of things that redo the glimpse. So he doesn't want to take too much time if he doesn't have to, just out of courtesy for the other player.
He should have -1 non-hit in the deck. Yeah, the glimpse is in the yard, right? Isn't that what that is? I'm confused.
Yeah, he has one in the yard. He accidentally almost put it back in, and TJ goes, "Yo, yo, yo." That goes in there. Which I've done that before too. When you I grabbed the living end and I accidentally just shuffled it in the bottom, and I give the deck to somebody next to me. I'm like, "There's a living end in the bottom, 7. Can you grab it?"
Yeah.
And they're like, "Yeah," and they'll pull it out for me.
All right, so Dark Dwellers recast the glimpse, so we go again. Nine this time.
And this is where we say his deck takes a while. Because the more it goes up, the more chances he has of doing the whole thing.
No mana floating, I don't think. Which is kind of important. Oh, it's a ley line. Interesting.
My.
2 non-hits. This... Oh, Wave Scepter, Risen Reef.
Oh, there's the Risen Reef.
Yeah, okay. That's some hits. This is going to be a lot of Risen Reef triggers.
Yeah, so he's not going to get the wheel again unless he has Violent Outburst to do in response here.
It doesn't need to be in response, right?
Well, or no, I guess not. I don't know why I said
if he
that.
just draws a Shardless or a Outburst.
Yeah, I don't know why I said in response.
Yeah, you're good.
Honestly.
I think he drew it. He did draw an Outburst. So he's gonna loot, make 2 1/1s, a couple of Risen Reef triggers. Pop this fetch. Oh, did he only make 1 1/1?
Yeah, because he only discarded one non-land.
Oh yeah,
It's one or the other. You either discard a non-land or a land, and you get the other one.
Gotcha. Shock and a Steam Vents.
I wouldn't be surprised if you see TJ pick it up, but he also might be like, "I'm also playing a combo deck, so I don't care."
Yeah, I mean, it's going to go pretty fast, and there's always a decent chance that String Bean can fizzle.
That's 1. It's 10, I think. 11. 1 short.
I wonder if String Bean's dead if TJ untaps.
That's the only reason I can see TJ being here.
I say recross. Yeah, if TJ's like, I'm 2 turns off here, he might not be interested, but he does have recross in hand, so it might be a whole nother turn before TJ can go off. I'm not sure.
Well, yeah. The other problem is if Robert flips out another ley line, it can also buy a turn.
Oh yeah, Leyline is just
We did see a dispute. Shows a dispute. It says sure. Colony Garden and are tapped. The 2 Risen Reef triggers. Asking what we're doing with those.
Actually, is it 4 is new triggers.
Or yeah.
Yeah, they both
Yeah.
beat each other.
Enter, and then see each other. 2 apiece.
Isn't it kind of weird we refer to magic cards as seeing each other? Like they're sentient or something? Like, oh yeah, they see each other, so it works.
I would say your question is not a newbie question.
No, yeah, it's not a newbie question. It's a pretty fringe
To make it simpler, I'll have Taryn just show glimpse again.
Yeah.
Just because this is now the 3rd time or whatever that we're glimpsing. So basically, the way that he has his deck constructed is that he can glimpse multiple times in a row with playing like Goblin Dark Dwellers and like the 8 typical Cascade spells in terms of Violent Outburst and Shardless Agent. But what this does is it takes all your permanents in play, including tokens, which is why the deck can flip out so many cards, and shuffles them back in. Obviously, you don't shuffle your tokens in, but it still counts towards it. And then you flip out that many permanents off the top of your deck after you're done shuffling and everything.
Well, you look at however many cards. So if you shuffled in 10 permanents, you look at 10 cards and you put however many permanents among those cards into play.
And then the other ones go to the bottom.
Yeah.
So basically, he just plays a ton of things like Risen Reef, Colony Gardens, the big Chancellor that makes elementals, Seasoned Pyromancer that makes elemental like tokens to like up the count to slowly just keep increasing how many things and permanents that he puts in play. So like he can start at 7 and then his next wheel can be like 11 cards and then it could be like 12 to 15 and then sometimes from there it goes all the way down to like 8.
Yeah, it just kind of depends what he hits. If he hits a Chancellor, that makes a 1/1 for every creature in play. So sometimes that's how we can just like win the game on the spot. But a lot of times it just kind of wins because it just generates this like huge board with like Furies and Seasoned Pyromancers and Omnaths and Risen Reef, and it just kind of outvalues.
Yeah, the other thing is like with the 4-color Omnath, when it enters, a lot of times it's entering with 3 lands, so all the modes on it get activated. So like you ping your opponent for 4.
Yeah, make a bunch of mana.
And make mana and gain life, and which his life total doesn't really matter unless TJ has to go the
He'd have to get
Pyromancer's Ascension route.
I think I calculated it one time. You have to get up into like the 50s or something before Charbelcher is like not lethal.
But you just have to go to however many cards is in the deck, yeah.
Yeah, it's
so starting 7 plus a Reforge, so you have to be at least above like 42.
Yeah, I think that's it.
No, 40. I don't know. Because you count a couple of draws here and there, but yeah, 50 you would probably be safe from one shot.
Right. They can just activate again the next turn, right?
Yeah, so that's like you have to take the shot and then somehow remove it or like kill them. But they probably have ways around that as well, to some degree.
TJ is figuring out his Recross the Paths pile.
Yeah, I'm genuinely curious.
So
I wonder if he'll tell me after what he ends up making his pile.
One of them is going to be an answer for this ley line, for sure.
Yeah.
And then basically just trying to get enough mana to be able to answer the ley line.
Like we said before, it's an Ascension pile.
Yeah, it could be try to combo off a Pyromancer Ascension type.
Because you can just stack it by putting like a ton of Manamorphoses on top.
Mm-hmm.
I think technically this deck has an infinite loop in it. So this is where it seems cool. And it's like with Balaghet's Recovery.
Oh, yeah.
And like you can technically Balaghet's Recovery a ritual.
Yeah.
And then you have to have 2 Balaghet's Recoveries in the bin though. Or yeah, because you have to keep returning another one to your hand. So you return a Balaghet's Recovery and a ritual, make infinite red mana. and then you do the same thing, but instead of a ritual, you grab a
The Manamorphoses, or
no, you grab I guess you technically could if you wanted to, but you grab Strike It Rich for the treasures,
oh,
and you just make infinite treasures, so you can make whatever colored mana you need,
oh yeah.
and you do something with those. I would have to see. I can't remember exactly what he said that is, which I would assume is just like winning with Pyromancer's Ascension. But I don't remember the exact like pile to do it. So I mean, it's very interesting. So TJ's not just dead here.
Got a Wave Sifter evoked, Risen Reef triggers,
Just trying to get to another Cascader.
pretty much, I think.
Doesn't get there, I believe. If he goes to combat, he definitely didn't get there.
Yeah.
He swung the 0-1 plant, like the alpha he is.
The funny thing about Glimpse as a combo to me is that you can do the thing multiple times in a turn and then still have to just like pass the turn back to your opponent. I'd rather play a combo that actually kills them. Yeah, and then on the flip side, the alternative is you actually just have like a pretty valuable game plan where you can just like play totally fine creatures.
Well, that's the
Omnath
difference
and-
between his and other versions. Like the other versions of Glimpse generally do just kill you.
Yeah.
Um,
Ooh, Veil.
so upkeep Veil, so his stuff can't be countered. Reforge.
Gotcha.
Okay. So it is reforged. I have seen him before, like upkeep cast a Manamorphose to draw like the reforge or something that way, and then make like different colored mana that he's needed.
Gotcha.
If he was on, like, if he had a green land and a like blue land to cast like the Manamorphose to make the red to cast a reforge.
Yeah. So it looks like we're on Pact. I do see Ascension, so that must have been what he wanted to go with then. Pyromancer Ascension, Pact of the Titan, Infernal Plunge, make 3 mana. Ritual, up to 4 mana. Okay. Ascension, let's go.
Pull up Ascension, please.
Pyromancer Ascension, Manamorphose, that's going to be 1 quest counter.
So these next cards are probably a ton of Manamorphoses.
Oh, maybe it's not a quest counter yet. But he had.
It's not yet, but here's counter number 1. So that is what we're doing. So that's 3 in a row.
All right, so
It's almost like I said this, Paul.
So now
Now we can start looping. I'm so excited that I was able to say this.
is online, Manamorphose.
So now we net 2 mana.
Yep. Draw 2 cards.
Draw 1. Draw 2. It's also why this pile would have taken longer to make. So as you can tell right now, we do have the Baggage Recovery and the ritual. It doesn't really matter which ritual it is.
So ritual, this costs 2 mana, makes 6 mana, so up 4 mana off that. Recovery, get 2 copies of it. Or sorry, 1 copy of it and the original.
Yeah, so there's 2 on the stack. It's going to be a ritual and a Manamorphose. So he must have another Baggage Recovery coming up.
Yeah, because he can stack his whole deck, so he should have the rest of his draws in line here.
So for this stack, he went 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I think we're 13
Just like
to 15 deep that he's already stacked the deck.
it's pretty impressive. So
There's the Strike It Rich, there's the Baggage Recovery. He can make infinite mana now along with so he can make infinite mana along with infinitely returning the stuff back to his hand as he needs to.
get a couple of treasures. Looping these Baligid recoveries.
So I think he's explaining it now. He says, I have infinite mana. I can just keep doing this. because he has those exact cards in his graveyard. So he's like, I'm going to cast Spell Kit Recovery, grab these 2 cards in my graveyard, and I'm going to keep doing this.
This is sick. This guy's a menace.
Look at him. An absolute animal. And then he can also Metamorphose, draw through his whole deck, and if he has a way to bounce these ley lines, then just get him. Which he might explain it to the point he's like, I'm just gonna draw like 30.
Yeah, so even if he has one way to blow up any ley lines here, he gets to draw through his entire deck, cast them, Valgas recover them back, cast them again. Finally, you just get Charbelcher, play it, and activate it.
Jordan must be dredging because he's got his sleeves rolled up.
Yeah, sleeves rolled up again for Jordan.
Oh, wait. Oh. Yeah, so he loops that and he makes a ton of 4/4s, and then he has the... there's a red Moto land that gives his creatures haste. It's 5 mana, or not Moto land, but...
MDFC?
There's a 5 mana card. Yeah, that one.
Oh, there.
So basically, that can gain control of target creature and give it haste. So he just gives it to all of his infinite 4/4 tokens and gives them all haste and then kills them.
That's pretty sick.
I couldn't remember what that... I couldn't remember it. I knew it because he told it to me and explained it to me yesterday. And it's so sick to actually see it happen. But he can also take control of, like, everything he has. But he also started this turn with an upkeep Veil of Summer.
Right.
Answer it. If you don't counter this,
right,
I'm just gonna win. So
that was pretty sick.
6th turn.
Yeah, that version, that route that Charbelcher can take, just making a sweet Pyromancer Ascension pile and going crazy.
All right.